All right, here we are. I love Wickershire. Yes, Paula. Well, I was a minute late. No, it's actually 6 o'clock straight up, but I was watching the Lions game. Oh my gosh. And there's like 4 minutes left. So you know how that could be another 20 minutes or so. I thought, oh, can I delay the show long enough? Dr. Ron's supposed to join me. And I thought he'd come on and we can talk about some health and wellness. But let me see who is in here. Uncle Al, nice to see you. Gil, got to spend a couple hours with Gil last night. We had a great chat on his channel over there, Companion Family Compound. And let's see. Percocet. Whew. Yeah, go take a nap, Uncle Al. We'll be here for you the next time. Rest. Of course, it's probably something healing about just sitting and watching a YouTube channel, right? So you don't have to think too much about it. Let's see. Oh, wait, I got to send Ron the, I got so caught up in the game. Hold on one second. Okay. I got so caught up in the game, I forgot to send him the link. And then I'll jump back over there. And then we'll welcome everybody in. So give me 1 second here. Talk amongst yourselves. Let's see. Yeah, we had a nice chat last night with Gil. A lot of good engagement. I reached my 1,000 subscribers. At one point today it was at 104. So that was pretty cool. Pretty happy about that. And then now, so my hours watched are still pretty low. So I'm just under half of what I need. So you need 3,000 watch hours in a 365-day period. And I'm at just about 1,300. So go ahead and run those playlists. Also, I think Gil told me that you can't just put the video on and turn and mute it, that YouTube knows when you do that. But you can turn it down on your speaker. So do that instead. So that was a good tip. I don't know if that's true or not, but you never know. So yeah. So let's see. Bill's here. Hi, Bill. Got to catch up a little bit with Bill today. And there's just never enough time in the day. Wickershire, thank you so much. Yes. And appreciate you guys being in here. And we are live. Yeah, get your coffee, Wickershire. I can't drink coffee this late. I am a poor methylator. So that means that I don't process coffee very well, or caffeine, which means I'll be awake all night. So you must be a good methylator, which means you can clear it from your system pretty easily. So let's see. Hey, Happy Mac. I know. What are the Lions doing? I know. You guys got to keep me posted here. I'm like, it's on right behind me. And I was like, it's a nail biter. Holy moly. Hey, Kathleen, nice to see you. And Wickershire is waving at you. So yeah, so good to see everybody in here. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button and hit the thumbs up and share, please. So Hike Homestead, how are you? Thanks for jumping in here. And here we go. Here comes Dr. Ron. And
whoa!
Woo! Ron. Yeah. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Wonderful. Ron and we were chatting we watched the game together, the Michigan game a couple weeks ago. Via phone. Yeah. So that was fun. That was fun to watch.
That was really a lot of fun. Even though I'm a state grad, it was still a lot of fun.
I forgive you. No. You know, Hannah said that she is thinking of going to art school at Michigan. And I was like, and you can't say too much, right? Because she knows that I'm going to like gush out on that. So I'm hoping she does like she's done everything else, where she just takes the reins and applies and then gets in and then tells me, right? Because if I'm like, so did you apply? Oh my God, tell me what. She's gonna be like, I'm not doing it. I knew you would do this.
Mom. cut it out.
I know.
No, so that's fantastic. Good for her.
Yeah, I know. So, she's thinking about next year and what she has to do. And it's there's so many lessons in what she's done. I've talked to her about what she learned about herself, going away to college and then coming back. And she's really so much more calm. So, anytime we can challenge ourselves like that, it's pretty amazing the growth that we get on the other side, isn't it?
Absolutely. The self-awareness on a kid that young is really impressive.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So she'll be home here shortly, and then we'll have dinner together after the show. So she's been up at State all weekend. See, I got to get her over to U of M now. All you State fans. Yeah. I did. So I thought that with the Lions playing today, that we can actually use this topic. I wanted to read you guys something. So, earlier a friend of mine posted something with regards to, it's Detroit versus everybody. We've had that saying for a really long time, right? And
seriously, not even a joke.
Not even a joke.
It's really
have
not.
Been the butt of all jokes, right? People have just been so down on Detroit for so long, like ever, right?
The Lions have been the Washington Generals against the Harlem Globetrotters, right?
Yeah.
Forever. No matter who they played, it was kind of like you're the guys that are supposed to lose. And now it's not.
And now it's not. And isn't that great? Like, just such a great story, a comeback story. And when we talk about, so when my friend posted earlier about Detroit versus everybody, and he was saying, where would we be if it was Detroit with everybody or everybody with the Detroit? And, if we all worked together, if we didn't feel like we had to be against something in order to succeed. And I thought this was just such a great life lesson, is that, you feel like everything's against you. And I responded on his page and I said, don't forget also that Detroit is the comeback city. They call us the comeback city, right? So this is not a community of people that gives up. This is a community of people with grit, with intention, and they're going to do it whether whether you think they're going to do it or not, right? So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. I wanted to read a couple of things here too.
The grit is right. Here in Michigan, we're gritty people. We totally kind of suck down and we just make it work. We do whatever we have to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a gritty city.
Yeah. And I mean, think about, we're the auto industry of the world. So, or auto capital of the world. So when we have that going on, the economy gets pretty, our whole our state economy gets very much driven by the national economy, because we have so many auto workers here and strikes. And, we just had that 4-month strike that just, did so much damage to the auto industry. So it's like this, we have all of these historical financial ups and downs, but at the end of the day, I hate that term, at the end of the day. But let's see, what can I say without saying that? But we're going to succeed and rise above anyway, right? I don't need that filler word in there. Detroit 31-23 with 1 minute left. Thanks, Kathleen. Appreciate that. Keep us posted. But check this out. So I was scrolling through social media and I found a couple of things that just talked about this. And this is going to lead us into our conversation today about never giving up on yourself, about always doing something better for yourself and going after what you want and what you deserve. So this was a post, I think, by the Detroit Free Press. It says, with data gathered by Bet Online, a site that uses trend software to create sports-based maps, the Lions are the most popular team in the nation to win the 23-24 NFL playoffs. Following the announcement of this Sunday's match, over 200,000 social media posts were tracked, And with last Sunday's game at Ford Field breaking decibel records, peaking at 133.6 decibels during player introductions, right?
Wow.
For context, jet engines typically range 125 to 150 and ranking the top 4 ever in the NFL.
Wow.
So are people excited or what?
Yeah.
So it goes on to say,
dude, it's like been rebuilding since 1957.
yes. Yeah.
That was before we were both born.
Yeah. Yeah. So everyone loves to root for the underdog. And after 32 years of not winning a playoff game, the Detroit Lions finally did it on Sunday last week. Plus, with a 13-5 record, the Lions' 23-24 season is going way, way better than it was. And now it's over half of the country is rooting for Detroit to win it all. So I read that and I was like, well, then the other half is voting for the Rams, but that's actually not the case. So it says that, let's see. Hold on one second. Let me find it. Lions are one of 4 NFL teams that have never made it to the Super Bowl, but hopefully with this immense nationwide support, 2024 could be our year. Where was that? Following the announcement, 27 states. Okay, here we go. 27 states are rooting for the Lions and only 7 for the 49ers. So the whole country. So we are no longer Detroit versus everybody.
Yeah,
We've become everybody with Detroit. So,
isn't that fantastic?
Yes.
For the first time in our lives.
Yes. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool that, there's a rally going on and people are finally, waking up. And so it can take a while, right? I mean, I look at things like, and I'm just trying to think of all the analogies where you're trying to do something healthy or you're trying to accomplish something in your business. And how many haters do you have around you? I mean, there's so many haters. And then guess what? When you start succeeding, then everybody wants to love and support you, right? It's kind of a, Mm-hmm.
It's like a bank giving you a loan when you don't need the money.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Oh my God, Lions intercepted. Oh my God, yes. Thanks, Jen. Appreciate that.
Woo. Hey, Jen.
All right. That's so freaking exciting. Oh my gosh. And this was the other thing too, is that it was restructured by the women in the family. The Ford daughter took over the team in 2020.
I was going to mention this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Female perspective, right? So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do have a real small short story.
Go ahead.
Back in my previous life, my earlier career, I took care of the guy that was the chauffeur of Buell Ford.
Oh, wow.
He was like one of the Ford brothers, like kids, way down. And he would pick him up, from the mansion and like drive him to a country course or whatever they were going to do. And the guy always had a Bloody Mary. It was kind of like that Dudley Moore thing. I'm not even joking.
That's so. Don't you hate Perry's wife? You have to have seen Arthur to know that one.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines of that movie. Yeah. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, true story. That happened.
So you took care of the chauffeur and
the chauffeur. Just
okay.
The
chauffeur.
Not Buell.
Okay, got it. Yeah. That's so funny. Wickershire says, I know nothing about sports, but I can replumb your house, fix your generator, swap out your brakes, and retain my man card. Nice. Freaking love that.
That's actually pretty amazing.
I know. It's pretty good. But, okay, so just to give a recap. So there was so much antagonism going on with these teams. So last week when we played Florida with who's our previous now I forgot his name. Matthew Stafford was our previous quarterback.
Yes.
So he left and he went down to Florida, and then they won the Super Bowl last year. Everybody in Detroit was pissed. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Jared Goff, so this is for everybody in the chat who knows nothing about what's actually happening. So Jared Goff did play for Florida. They basically like cast him aside. He came up here. He was just very like, beaten down as a player. And he just got coached, I think that our coach breathed new life in him. So then last week when we played Florida, it was the two quarterbacks who used to play for that opposite team playing against each other, and then against our former quarterback. And it's just such a great hero story, right?
Yeah. Matt Stafford came out of University of Georgia, I believe. And he was like killing it. But when he came to the Lions, like the first 3 years that he played, he was out after one game each year, or 1 to 2 games for sure.
That's right. The Rams. Sorry.
Yes.
I missed that. I meant to say the rest. I was thinking Florida. Thank you. Oh, we played Tampa Bay today. Sorry. Got it all screwed up. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry. Say that again, Ron.
Well, Matt Stafford, when he came out of University of Georgia, came to the Lions. The first 3 years of the seasons that he was at the Lions, he was out in like 1 to 3 games each season. He just kept getting hurt.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think it's because nobody ever told him how to fall.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He would always fall on his right shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah. God, that's so important. I talk to my patients about how to fall, how to get up.
Yeah.
Do you talk to your patients
really
about
a good topic. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I was showing a patient the other day, and what's really interesting is when you have people get down on the floor, people who you would consider capable of getting down the floor. Like I'm using good judgment when I ask somebody to get down on the floor. So, obviously if you're, 85 years old and pretty slow, I'm not going to ask you to get down on the floor. I'm going to show you different phases. But I have people get down on the floor and do this little exercise. And then I show them a way to get up when they get, so I have them show me how they would get up, and they're like, and they can't even like roll their bodies over. So it's like anything else. So I show them this little exercise on how to get down and how to get up. And I tell them, listen, if you ever fell, God forbid, you need to know how to get up. Right. So it's interesting, but I don't know why they wouldn't have trained him, properly if he kept falling in one direction and hurting himself. That makes sense. Where's the coaches there? Right.
Right. I think somebody brought in some kind of a jiu-jitsu guy that like showed him how to fall without getting hurt. Because that went on for 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm not bashing Matt Stafford. He's a great quarterback, no doubt. But he was hurt a lot initially.
Yeah. Yeah. He was here, 10 years?
Yeah. At
Something
least
like that. Yeah.
Maybe even more.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Let's go, Lions. Kenny's in the house.
Ken, sir.
Your cousin. It's your cousin Kenny.
From another muzzin.
Cousin. Yes, let's do it. Kenny, you get an extra teaspoon of Miracle Whip today.
Plop it down, baby. Plop it down.
That's right. So I thought that I just thought that our our current event here, our celebration in Detroit, and I got to tell you that there's not, we don't often have celebrations for our sports teams, but when we do, they seem to happen in clusters. Have you noticed that? It's like
the last time was the Red Wings, right?
Yeah.
And that was back in the 90s, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. And would we win 2 Stanley Cups, I think?
In a row.
In a row. That's right. Yeah. So, so it's really great. So, I think about this. I'm like, y'all need to be rallying for yourselves, I went up to Fenton yesterday to help Dr. Erica. Kenny's given us the 4 cups. 4 cups. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Yeah. Red Wings are amazing.
We had 2 back to back. So
yes, 97, 98. Yep. Thank you, Kenny. Yeah, so I went up yesterday to help Dr. Erica. They had a wellness event in her town yesterday. So I said, well, I'll come on up and I'll help you. And she said, she goes, well, I'll make sure I, have something for you to do. And I go, that's all right. I'm there to kind of sit and, so what I did was, people would walk in, she would greet them, and then maybe she'd take them on a tour, and then somebody else would walk in, and her assistant would take them, and then somebody else would walk in. So I was there trying to, greet people, make sure that, and I always thought too, when you have a special event at your office as a chiropractor, I've always been like, man, I would love for there to be another chiropractor here talking chiropractic to people. And so she was super grateful because she was like, because her assistant can't have those conversations. Her assistant did a great job. But anyway, so there was a couple of people that came in and they were, asking questions. And I look at people and I'm always like, oh, you need to be under chiropractic care. You need some nutritional supplementation. Your son is definitely on the spectrum. Like there's, you're sizing things up and just by looking at people that they need your help, right?
That's so true. I find myself doing that all the time. Good or bad. I'm like, okay, that guy's got a bad SI joint. That guy's got like a reversed lumbar spine.
Yes.
And he's going to have a herniated disc by the time he's 40.
Right.
I do it all the time.
That's so funny. Well, it was interesting too, because these people, they had an opportunity to schedule an appointment, right? And I had invited a couple of them and I'm like, listen, now's the time. Like you should just schedule now, get on Dr. Erica's books right now. I should. And I'm like,
why not?
The answer is yes. The answer is yes, I will do that now while I'm here. Well, I don't have my phone. I know that sounds like an excuse. Yeah, actually it does.
It does. It is.
It really does. So I think it's...
Well, you'll see her in 5 years. Guarantee. Eventually going to come back, man.
Well, then she said she was a patient for many years and come to find out she was a patient for like 18 years, right? And she was on this monthly program. So it was a monthly fee. And she was basically grandfathered in as long as she stayed on that monthly plan. So then she went on Medicare. And she goes, so I thought being on Medicare would be better. Well, what she did was she stopped the monthly payment, went on Medicare, and never went back to Dr. Erica. It wasn't even like she had said, I'm on Medicare now. Do you take it? Oh, I should stay on my monthly thing, right? So then she says, she asked her assistant, she goes, well, can you ask, can I just come back and pay the same rate? And she'd been gone 1.5 years. It's like grandfathered in means no, if you stop. And Erica's like, no, she can't get the same rate. And I'm like, I don't understand people's mindsets sometimes, like she had a really good deal. Let me tell you.
Yeah. That's not going to happen again.
Yeah. I'm not going to voice what the deal was, but I was like, I can't believe she let that go. Right. It's like the, the $2 Planet Fitness membership for life. And now it's 30 and now you cancel. And then you're like, oh, a year later, can I get the $2? No, that was a thing. If you didn't cancel. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's so true.
Yep. Yeah. Dr. Jen used to be Dr. Erica's chiropractor, and she's a great chiropractor, really awesome chiropractor. So so how many of you out there do that where you're like, yeah, I should start exercising, or I should stop drinking pop, or I should I really should get back to the chiropractor. Or how many of you do that and you're like shooting all over yourself? Like, I want to see, in the comments when you tell yourself you should, and then you never take action on it. And then how long goes by? And, I'll do this with patients too. They'll come in, they're like, I got to call you about my schedule. And I'm going out of town or whatever it is. And I'll say to them, all right, listen, I'm just going to put you on the schedule for a day and a time, because then what's going to happen is if I don't do that, you're going to forget to call me. I'm going to forget you were supposed to call me. And then I'm not going to see you for a year. And they're like, oh yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
That's a good idea.
And they'll come back in a year and they'll be like, oh my God, I'm in so much pain. It's
Right.
never been this bad.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I did either. That's
Right.
That's so true.
Guess what? I slept wrong.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
I'm making fun of you if you say you slept wrong.
Totally
let's
true.
see. P squared. Oh, good girl. Yeah. You're like, I should quit smoking. I should quit smoking. I should. No, you just, right? What does Yoda say? There is no try, only do.
Only do.
Only do.
I
Yes.
quit smoking 4 years ago.
Yes, I'm so proud of you.
No, thank you.
Amazing. Yes. Yeah, Happy Mac, exercising, stopping the pop, going back to the chiropractor regularly. You're reading my mind. Yes. So are you saying that you did do that? Or are you saying you should do that? Yeah, let's clarify that.
Me?
No, I'm talking about Happy Mac.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No,
I just put that up there. Yeah.
I quit.
No. So let's talk about you and smoking. So first of all, as a chiropractor, how was that? I mean, you had to know that was a disconnect, and
I did, and it was a bad thing.
Yeah.
It was a crutch, and some things, are crutches to us in life. But when you realize it's not good, it's like nothing good happens from it. I mean, you could argue like having a glass of red wine or something a night. That could be beneficial. Even though studies show that, but there is nothing good that comes from smoking. Nothing.
Yeah, for sure. So Dr. Jen's asking who my guest is. So I guess there are probably people on here who I have not, who weren't on here before when you're on. So I apologize.
Okay.
I've been rude to my guest and to you guys. So this is my dear friend.
No, hardly. Cut it out. You invited me here.
I did. Yeah. Come on in. I'm just not going to introduce you to anybody. Did I get that right? Are you in Lake Orion? I always forget if it's Lake Orion. Lapeer. Same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's close enough.
I mean, they're right next to. I mean, they're so far away from here that
it's like Sterling Heights and Utica.
It's way far out there. So Ron and I met just about 18 years ago. I just had Hannah. Right?
I'm gonna say like 18 years ago, 19 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Just had Hannah.
I just had Hannah, and Ron and I met at a seminar, and we just became famous friends. Our other dear friend, Norm, who took his own life a few years ago. Sadly. He's the one that got me to come to those seminars, which is how I met Ron. And the three of us, we just had so much fun connecting and bonding. And we'd go every year. This was where we would go to get all of our continuing ed credits every year. So Ron's been in practice for how long?
35 years.
35, isn't it? Do you just kind of go, what the heck?
I know, right?
Yes.
I'm thinking, I'm not this old.
Yeah, I know. Where did that come from, right? So 35 years, you had your own practice in Southfield for a while.
Oh gosh, yeah, long time.
Yeah. And then now you're up in
and now I'm up on the pier. Yeah.
Yeah. And happier, right?
I am ecstatic about how things are going.
Nice.
I just think, it's like I can get back in. It's like do what I want to do what I love to do.
Yeah.
Just taking care of people.
Yeah. That's amazing. And I think that's a big thing as chiropractors is we get bogged down with all the admin stuff. I'm a one woman show, so I just keep saying, all of the hats, right? I wear all the hats. And
Yeah, I know
it's
that,
tough
man.
sometimes, right? Yeah.
I know that. It's hard. It's
Yeah.
very difficult what you're doing. You're doing it by yourself. And that's like, wow.
Well, and I'll tell you what, Dr. Paula, keep smoking, lose your teeth. See, is that what happened to you, Uncle Al? You kept smoking. Did you quit smoking, Uncle Al? So let's talk about that, because I think too that the demons can hit us as chiropractors as well. So I mean, talk about that. What happened?
When I started smoking, it was probably when I was 40. And I don't really know why.
40? How does that even happen?
I don't know. It just happened. Okay.
Sorry.
And then it got really bad during the last 10 years. And you know why.
Yes.
So, other than that, no, I quit. I'm done.
Yeah. Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad, because again, it's such a disconnect, and we need to be, it's like, being the fat doctor telling your.
Well, it's kind of funny, because we were at a seminar one time and I was outside having a smoke, and I came back in and you said, when are you going to quit?
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to quit.
I think and was it right after I said that, or did you quit for a minute and then start again?
No, I quit.
Really? That was because of me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You're like, you just like totally looked at me and you said, when are you going to quit? That was it.
And you just made a decision.
Yeah.
And you didn't say I should. You just did.
Yeah. No, we just went and had lunch after that, like we always do at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. So he quit smoking. We went and had a Bloody Mary. So.
Yeah, I think that happened.
Yeah. Dr. Jen wants to know, what advice do you have for a new doc getting ready to open her practice?
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a really deep question. I think the best advice is to live close to your practice, as close as you can, because you want to be available.
Yeah.
But number two is you don't want to be always available, because that's a problem too. You have to chat. You're going to kill me for this, but we'll always be there for you, but we can't be there always for you.
That's a great statement. Yes.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
It becomes very emotional and becomes very challenging.
Yeah, we've had that conversation before. Some days you leave the office and you're like just exhausted emotionally, right?
Yeah, mentally. Yeah. You and I have had this conversation a lot.
Yes.
How we deal with stuff.
Yeah.
I'm on my tail end of practice right now. But yeah, it's you don't want to get a bad loan either if you're going to buy a practice. You want to get like the interest rate low.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and overhead's got to be so low. I've seen some docs, they want to get in practice and they want to have like the state of the art everything, and it's like, oh no, start small.
Yes.
Keep it
Build
simple.
yourself up. Take your time.
Yep.
Find your people.
Stay away from the charlatans. Oh my
God. Oh God.
So
don't even get started on that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Oh.
How many
guys? How many practitioners have gone out of business because they got involved in charlatan stuff like that?
Oh my God! Well, how much money did I spend?
3.
Thank God I'm still in business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's really tough. And you got to find a good front desk person.
Yeah.
That's really important.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody you can
guess
trust.
that's Billy. I think that's my friend Billy. Because I can't see your name. If you're coming in from Facebook, I can't see your name. I'm gonna guess. I'm jumping over here. Yeah, front desk is, man, that's critical, isn't it? Having a team. When I first started in practice, I had a great team. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. But I think also it can be, I think you can also grind in and just start doing the whole thing. Like I have systems that I'm set up as a solo practitioner. I don't like it. It still takes time away. I have to do admin things that I don't want to do. But if somebody comes in, is working for me, and then they just leave, they up and leave, like has happened to me multiple times over the years, I can step right in. So my biggest piece of advice is don't ever let anybody know more about your practice than you. You have to know every inch of that practice, because
that's the best advice
ever. Because they are going to
Everything.
come and go.
You
got to be able to jump in, and you got to be able to do your billing.
You got to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know how everything works. You don't want to be responsible or not responsible for anything, and all of a sudden it goes bad, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So Wickershire, free treatment for the Wickershire. That's what he's saying she should have. Yeah.
The best front desk person I ever had was a kid that immigrated from Russia.
Oh my gosh.
With her family. She graduated from Berkeley High School, and she's looking for a job. Saw my ad in the paper. It's like, I need somebody. That person was amazing.
Wow.
She protected me. She did everything.
That's amazing.
And now she's married to an attorney and has a couple kids.
Well, then isn't that awesome? I think, one of my best employees, one of them, I've had 3-4 incredible employees. But one of my best ones was 15 when she started working for me. She was ridiculous. Like, she was so good. And she worked for me all the way until she went to college. And then, she went to college, and then she ended up moving to, she now lives in Houston. And she sent me the most beautiful letter when, she got down there and she started working, and she said, just thank you. Because I took her to some personal growth seminars with me. She got to meet some really cool people. And when she was like 15 or 16, she wanted to go. She had an amazing time. And she was just so grateful. She was like, what that taught me, besides, I think she also had an innate work ethic, but she, it kind of opened her eyes to the possibilities of what she can do as a human too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's hard to find good people to work with you, because it's just, what we do is a different kind of a thing. So, but when you find somebody that you mesh with, I always felt I could train anybody to do what I needed them to do, but finding somebody that meshes with me, that's harder.
Yeah. Well, I always said, you can train skills. You can't train for personality. You can't, you've got to be able to connect with those people. I know for a fact that, if I have somebody working with me who is slow, who thinks slower than I do, who moves slower than I do, that doesn't work for me, because.
Well, in honesty, good luck finding somebody that moves as quick as you and thinks as quick as you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm 10 steps ahead, right? I've already left.
Yeah.
My train's already left the station, and
Right.
You're like, but what about,
So good luck finding somebody to help you with that.
Yeah.
And that's on you.
Yeah, I know. Darn it. Why do I have to be such an overachiever? Oh my God, Uncle Al, he misses smoking, rye whiskey, and strippers. And Bill says strippers shouldn't affect your teeth.
I'm not going to say anything about that.
That's really funny. Anywho, yeah. So I mean, I guess when we look at all these different just all the different things that we're doing. I know we got off on, being in practice, but yeah, I mean, I could say I should hire a front desk person. But I'm actually going to be looking on Indeed. I'll be doing, and typically what I do is I'll get a bunch of resumes. I'll bring everybody in for a group interview.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And, because that you then start to understand how they work in a crowd, right? What their dynamic is and, who's nervous, who's confident. Plus I don't have time to do 10 interviews. I'm not doing any of that. Well, Kenny, get your ass over to the office. We open up at 10. I'll expect you there at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Thank you, Grammy Karen. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to say this.
Yes.
Do you notice behind me on the wall, the pictures?
There's with that light coming in, I can't see the pictures.
Okay.
I see the pictures, but I can't see the pictures.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's not important.
Okay.
The important thing was, I've got one like still on the, yeah.
Is it a landscape?
Yeah. No, it's Botticelli.
Oh, okay.
And this is so funny. My daughter came over today, my youngest daughter, and she's like, I'm going to help you hang these pictures because she felt that I didn't have enough pictures. And she's like, Dad, you need more pictures. So she came over and we hung these pictures. Well, she did because she thinks she knows more than I do. And that's fine. But she didn't get to the last one, the one that's there.
On the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she'll have to come back.
Hey, that's not so bad, right?
No.
It's a leave behind, right?
It is.
It's what we used to do when we were in the dating world 30 years ago, right? Do the leave behind, right?
Yeah. Okay, now you want to talk about that either.
So Kenny, yeah. So Kenny knows these pictures? Johann Vermeer?
Kenny, cuz you're absolutely right. Girl with the pearl earring. Yeah.
Yeah, girl with the pearl earring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's Kenny, look at you all cultured and sophisticated. Wow. Wickershire says my mother's maiden name is Botticelli.
Oh.
Interesting. I wonder if that's a relative. Do you think that's a relative? Let's see. Oh, he says, now I see the Botticelli. It's on the floor.
Yeah, it's on the floor.
Yeah.
And then you have like Sander Monet and Renoir.
Yeah.
I just got those because my daughter was giving me crap about number. It's totally generic.
That's so funny. Let's see. Getting and retaining good employees is a problem today. So we're going back to that after we're talking about artwork. Yeah. Yeah. That's so funny. What's that?
She'll have to come back and hang that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So boom.
Yeah. So what's that?
So I said, boom, I win.
Boom. You win.
Well, it's going to cost me lunch. We're going to have to go to lunch. It usually costs us about $40-$50, but it's totally worth it.
Let's see. Hung all but one. You usually buy me lunch anyway, don't you? I've stopped attempting to pay. No, you're not going to pay. This is what happened last time we were at the seminar, right? And you're like, you took me to this fantastic Lebanese restaurant. God, it was amazing, wasn't it?
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
Terrifying in some aspects.
My God. She was a very...
Okay, yeah. I didn't, dude, honestly, I didn't want to look her in the eye.
I know.
For fear. I was like afraid of her.
She was like, what, you don't like it? I'm talking like, she was Lebanese, but I'm talking like she was Russian, right?
Right. Well, that's how kind of she talks. That's how I'm going to do it too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, these grape leaves are fantastic. Of course. What did you expect?
Why wouldn't they be? Oh my God. So funny. Yeah. She was amazing. Well, and that's the thing too. Like we went and we pigged out, but everything was so healthy and
Oh God, it was
so
so good
flavorful.
though.
Oh my gosh.
That
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah.
That was such a great
Oh
weekend.
my gosh.
And that was on
Yeah.
Sunday too. That
Yeah.
was like the day
Yes. Yeah.
the
We have to
last
we have to
9 of
remember
the
to go
18
back there.
hours.
Yeah.
And
Although
you do
she's
that
not
one
going to
again
have
this
the
week?
Bloody Marys that the wheat and rye has. So there's
Yeah.
that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. True that.
Yes.
Are you gonna go to the next one next year?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, we've already committed that we're going together. We can't
Yes.
not go together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go to the seminar without you because it's boring.
Yeah.
And
No.
I don't want to talk to anybody else.
I
And
know.
frankly, I'll ignore everybody else.
See what happens to us, you guys? Like we have to go to these seminars. We're in our practice. We love talking to people. We love connecting with our patients. And then when we go and we get with other chiropractors, like most of the time, the other chiropractors there are super cool. But then every once in a while, there'll be somebody
Yeah.
there who's
Yeah.
like just a complete and utter like,
It's
and
like,
I don't know what it is. Like,
how did you become licensed? God, dude, you're such an
yeah,
asshole.
yeah, for real, for real. And you know, like that's the thing. I'm looking for a new. How sad is it? I've had 2 chiropractors commit suicide.
Yes, it's a Van Gogh. Kenny,
It's a Van Gogh. Oh,
Steph Cuz. Yep.
there you go. Step
It's a Van
Cuz.
Gogh.
There we go. Yeah.
And you know, they're not like hung straight. I didn't do that.
Your daughter did? She's
Yeah.
got to come back.
Yeah.
She mushed them all together though.
I know. Well, the bottom one would come up to like there. It's a bigger one. It's a bigger
Okay.
picture.
Yeah.
So there's like 3 small ones and then a big one. And that's a Botticelli.
You just need like one giant picture on that wall. And then like those 2 should go like this, like in a hallway or something.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, talk to
Yeah.
my daughter.
tell her she's
This
not.
is her idea. And,
Yeah.
I'll take it every day. I'll take it every day. I'm not going to change anything. They're on
Right.
an angle, right? They're not hanging straight. I get that.
Yeah, just make her come back
But-
and do it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you so
Oh my
much,
God,
Dad.
that's so funny. Well, so are those, I have a question. So let's talk about value versus price. Are those real or are those replicas?
Oh, totally replicas. Yeah. I mean, you
Okay.
can find them on Amazon for like 10, 20 bucks a piece. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I just
So-
picked out the ones that I like.
Yeah. Well, obviously you like the artist, right?
Mhm.
Did you pick them specifically because you like the artist?
Yes.
And so would you pay, like if that was, let's just say $1,000, I don't know, it's probably way more than that, but would you pay $1,000 for an original?
Yes,
Okay.
I would.
Yeah. So value versus,
You know,
this has been a conversation I've been having.
You may not know this about me. I don't think we've ever talked about it. But, you know, one of my minors is art history.
I didn't know that. Look at you and Kenny.
Well, I never talked to you about it.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's your favorite artiste?
Well, gosh, that's hard to say. There's so many.
Mm-hmm.
It just like boggles my mind how much I like it.
Yeah. That's really interesting. So yeah, well, Kenny, it was just a, I don't know, but it was just a, it was just a thought. But
Yeah, he's right. Kenny's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Cuz is right.
yeah.
Um,
Well, and the reason I asked that question is just because of, we get this a lot in practice around like price versus value. And, I charge $80, but well, so-and-so down the road charges 30. Okay, bye. Like go. It's value versus price. It's like you think about like
you can buy a Chevy, you buy a Cadillac. It just depends
Right.
on what you want. And
those
one
are
of them is
Rolls
not going to be
Royce.
as good as the other.
Right. So. They still will get you from point A to point B, right?
Right.
But I'd rather be in the Rolls Royce.
Right.
Like,
and the fact is, you're a fantastic chiropractor. You've adjusted me before. it's yeah,
Well, I
worth
appreciate that.
that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's you know, I don't know if I told you, but I submitted my paperwork to get out of network with Blue Cross.
Yeah, you
So
did.
y'all should know that here is you know, this is pretty much the wave of chiropractors. I know you're still taking insurance, right?
Yeah, I'm winning off it though because
Yeah.
it's going negative. It's going south.
Yeah,
It's not
for
going to
sure.
help me. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help the patients. So
Yeah, I mean it's crazy what they're doing. Like they're pretty much driving us out of network anyway. Patients aren't you're not told, you meaning chat, you guys aren't told what the rules are around your benefits. And so if we don't follow those rules and then we get audited, that's when it becomes a problem.
yes,
So, you know, I had a patient. She's got Blue Care Network. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm going to use that. She's got Blue Care Network, and she goes, "Well, but I have 30 visits a year." And I go, "Well, you actually don't." And I said, "You come in every 2 weeks." And I said, "That's actually maintenance care, and they don't technically cover that." And I said, "I'm billing it, they're paying for it, but if I get an audit, I'm in trouble. They're going to take all the money back and say I'm not justified. You know, you can't have maintenance care." And she was like, "Oh, well, I'm going to have to call my insurance company." And that's when you guys are going to go call your insurance company, and your insurance company is going to go, "She doesn't know what she's talking about."
that's what they always do. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, it was billed wrong. It was coded wrong.
right.
We only
No,
have like 5
right,
codes,
right.
that we can bill. So I mean, it's not coded wrong. It's just it's ridiculous.
We have what, 70 years between us. We
Yeah,
know how to code, right? We're
right,
not doing it wrong.
right.
So you're
And you,
talking to a $13 an hour employee who has no idea what they're doing.
right, yes. And I did the whole Medicare documentation seminars for,
Yeah.
gosh, I
Tell
don't
us
know,
about that.
10 years.
Go into that a little bit just so people understand how evil utilizing their insurance really is, or for us and them.
Okay, so prolonged out. Medicare has a lot of guidelines, a lot of requirements that they require you to fulfill when you actually adjust a person. You have to have a complaint. You have to have an acute condition. It can't be something chronic. God forbid.
Mhm. Fibromyalgia.
Right? No,
Um,
nope,
no. Mm-mm,
nope,
mm-mm,
nope. Can't have that.
mm-mm.
And you have to have all these other I's dotted and T's crossed.
Has to be
So
an accident or an injury. It can't be I woke
right,
up wrong, right?
correct. No, it's got to be some kind of an impact injury. It's got to
Mhm.
be some kind of trauma, right? You just can't go like golf, 19 holes, right? Every 20 holes, and then and then come back and say, "Wow, I'm kind of sore." That doesn't work either. Or you can't come in like once a month doing nothing. You know, those days are over. And
Yeah.
I really do think that it was created for that reason.
What was created?
To stymie our profession.
Oh, yeah.
These whole rules and guidelines. And
Yeah.
it took me like forever to find these online.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they're not.
Because they don't put it in our manuals.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
And it took me forever to find these things.
Mhm.
What we need to do, document ourselves properly. And there's always, something along the side that they don't talk about. So, yeah,
Yeah, they hide the rules deep, so we don't actually know we don't know what the rules. We think we know what the rules are until
well,
Ron does the digging and then presents
right.
to us. Yeah.
So they come on to the letter you get. Okay, so I received an audit letter back in the day, and it's like we want to see the records on these like 25 people, and I'm okay. Yeah, I got it. Sent them in. A month later, they called me and said, "Wow, this is really something. We've never seen documentation like this before." where did you find it? It's like, how did you know this?
Right,
So we
right,
can stop it from being a thing. True story.
That's amazing.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
did you know this?
How did you know this? Yeah. Just a hunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read the rules. I had to dig
Well, and
for it.
these are the same document. It's the same documentation because I learned from Ron. So I have been using his documentation for over 20 years, and it's the
Yeah.
same documentation I use every day. And when I got audited last summer, everything so the insurance company hires these chiropractors to work for this third party company to tell you that you're basically spending too much money on
Right.
somebody's insurance. So
Yeah.
yeah, darn, damn you found our codes. P Square says. So they hire these chiropractors who are sellouts. They can't be in practice, so they have to come down on us. So I sent them 5 patients over the previous,
They're
consult.
just consultants, right? They're professionals. They know what.
We're doing a great job. We're doing a great job of bringing insurance and chiropractors together and, creating greater synergy with the profession. No, you're not doing any of that. No,
You're not.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Go feel better, Uncle Al.
Those are the guys and gals that can never go to a seminar that we'd be at because somebody would punch them in the face.
Yeah. Well, you have had people in your seminars. They're like, but wait, no. I mean, they like want to argue with you, and you're like,
yeah, they're mad at me. I'm like, I'm just trying to give you the truth.
Yeah.
Oh no, that can't be true. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, whatever. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
We should have.
Well, and that's what I tell my patients. I go, you can go find another chiropractor, but it's eventually going to be the same thing with them. So,
right.
This is really where it's at. I mean, we've got a chiropractor friend here. I won't say it publicly. I'll tell you privately, Ron, but, and they, he does over $1.5 million in billings with Blue Cross every year. And they walked into his office a few weeks ago demanding records, which is what they can do.
Right.
They can walk right in, demand a room where we want all your records right now. So, if anything is not up to date, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah. And the guys that they hire for that, frankly, are retired FBI. So they have that presence. They have that.
The Men in Black kind of a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That aura about them.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not kind. So, so they told me with my audit from last summer, they said that the people that I sent in should have only been seen 2 or 3 times. And what I had done with those patients is all 5, like, it's interesting, the ones they picked, because these were all really, they were chronic, but they went through cycles of flare-ups. So it was like, I'd see them, I'd bill their insurance for 3, 4, 5 visits, then they'd stop, then I'd see them again. So it was just like, every time they went into acute phase, I'd see them again. We lost you. Where'd you go? Oh, so every time you go in, are you there? Are you back? There. Are you back?
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
I knocked the cord out.
Okay. So every time they'd get into an acute phase, I'd bill the insurance. So over time, they were seen for 10 to 12 visits. But they were just looking at the total number and the total dollar amount. And then they were looking at my notes, and they're telling me, they're like, these people were chronic. I'm like, no, every time they were seen, it was an acute case. And they said, no, they should have only been seen 2 or 3 times, period. And I go, where are you getting that information from? And they said, well, it's in your notes. And I go, you're clearly not reading my notes, because if you read my notes, you would know what the truth is. And so they basically threatened me, and they said, if I don't start reducing the level of care that I'm giving people, that they'll be forced to take corrective action against my license. And I'm like, you're not taking me down. So I submitted my paperwork and I said this, bye Blue Cross, see ya. And out I went. Because here's the thing, you guys, if they kick me out of network because I'm taking care of you the way it should be, right? Not because it's costing Blue Cross too much money.
And like anybody else across the spectrum, right? Primary care physicians, podiatrists, anything, right? Neurologists, whatever. Nobody gets this kind of scrutiny.
No, it's crazy, isn't it?
It's just us.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if a chiropractor, if you're looking for chiropractors and you look up their license and you see that they've been kicked out of network, don't automatically think they've done shady shit, because it could be just something this simple that they're telling me if I don't. And here's the thing, the network average is like $317 per patient per year. That's where they want me to be. That's how much they want me to see you. That's not even enough to take care of a muscle strain. Like like there's nothing scientific about 2 to 3 visits in chiropractic. So yeah.
No, there's not. And you know, and you and I have been in practice for a long time. We know how much money we save the system by doing what we do.
Yes.
Yes. You go to a physical therapist, not knocking it at all, but that's like $200 a visit. You and I can knock out a lumbar strain in a day. 2 visits, we're done.
Yeah.
So it's just,
if you want to keep it like that,
right? It's just really, it's really not fair.
No. So this is, I have some videos where I adjust people. You don't really hear all the cracks and pops, but I walk you through it too. I know some people like to just watch the cracking and popping videos. But I actually, on any of the adjusting videos that I have on my channel, I'm walking you through who the person is, what we're doing, and why we're doing it, so that you can get a better idea of the impact that adjustment is going to have. So yeah, go watch some of those.
You know, the cringe and pop videos, the guys with the towels.
Oh,
that really.
The Y strap?
Yeah,
dude.
It bothers me a lot.
Oh my God.
Because I think but everybody expects that. Everybody thinks it's going to happen. And that's not true. You know, if you adjust somebody really tenderly, you know, with your fingertips, like I do and like you do, it'll be there, but it won't be like, it won't be violent. Like the whole.
And then you tell people that you adjust babies and all they can think of is the Y strap. You're going to rip the baby's head off. What?
Exactly.
No.
Good point.
God. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know. Did I ever tell you about my Y strap story?
Yes.
Yeah.
We talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want to relive it, I'm
yes,
more than happy to relive it with you.
Oh my God.
This is fucking crazy. Sorry.
It's really bad. No, you can drop the F-bomb, I think, unless YouTube, you know, sorry. I'm not offended. Yeah, I went to see a friend of mine to get adjusted. Not one of the 2 who died, another one, because he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I was having like a 3-year migraine. It was terrible. So he says, come on by. He goes, I'll adjust it. And I said, okay. So he, because I was saying my head feels like it's compressed in my neck is what I kept saying. So I go into his office and he puts the Y strap on me. So it comes around your jaw. So it locks your mouth shut, first of all. Right. And and then it, you know, tractions up and he's pulling and he's kind of like, you know, doing this gentle pulling, which I was like, okay, that feels okay. But then I thought all he was going to do was just do like some tractioning, right? Gentle tractioning, but he kept getting harder and harder. And I was like waving my hand, like trying to tell him to stop. And I couldn't talk because the strap had my mouth closed and I couldn't even go, because it was like choking me. And I was like you're stuck in your vocal cords. And then, so he's, you know, going like this and he just goes, and I felt a zinger all the way down to my toes. I thought he did rip my fucking head off. I was so mad. And I got up and I started crying and I dropped, I don't know how many F-bombs at him. Like, what the F did you just do? What the hell were you thinking? He's like, what? He's like, I go, I was trying to tell you to stop. Like, there's no safety net there, right? I was trying to tell him to stop.
Yeah, there's like no safe word. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly. And I mean, he friggin' violated me. I thought he about killed me. And then and I'm literally like in pain. He's like, well, does it feel better? I'm like, no, it doesn't feel better, you asshole. Like, are you kidding me? And he goes, my patients love it. And I go, no, they don't.
No, they don't.
You know, they're lying to you. They're getting up and they're walking out. No.
Right. They're leaving. Like, I'll I'm going to be out of town for like 7 months. So I'm not going to reschedule another appointment. So I'll call you. I'll call you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that thing's, listen,
It's
they don't
fucking
teach
dangerous,
this
dude.
in
I'm not even
school.
joking.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who in the world thought of that? And are you kidding me? Yeah, yeah, I know. Safe word. There was no safe word. I mean, give me a bell or something. Like, something.
Okay, Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yes, I did. And he was a good friend of mine. I still remind him to this day. Yeah, that was unacceptable, you know, because he also didn't tell me what he was doing. And as chiropractors, if you're brand new,
so important. So important.
Right? I mean, do you get a new patient who's never been under chiropractic care and just light into them?
Paula, that's like number one rule. You let them know what's gonna happen. Number one rule.
First, do no harm.
Right.
Period.
Exactly.
Yeah. You have to explain to people what you're doing because you're going to freak them out. And they're never going to, if I were an actual patient, which I actually never went back to him to get adjusted, I'll tell you that. And if I were an actual patient, oh my God, I'd have lit him up on a Google review. It'd been horrible.
Totally. Yeah.
What's that?
You see this guy's on YouTube all the time.
Yes, he does.
Doing the whole damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it makes me look at it and I cringe. And I have people, honestly, probably you too, maybe twice a month, somebody will say, hey, have you seen that guy in Dallas, Texas that like puts a towel around your neck and racks up? That's what I want.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's like, no.
Well, they'll say to me, they'll go, what do you think of that? Because they're trying to figure out if like, is that a thing? Is that not a thing?
I just want the pressure relief. I really feel if that occurred to me, it would be over. No, it's not going to be. It's going to make it worse. I promise you.
No. Let's just, yeah.
How
about let's just show you,
be very specific. Let's be, let's like move one segment at a time.
Right.
Maybe two.
Specific, but not my whole freaking spine.
Right. It's a talk.
For real. I had a zinger. It was like a lightning bolt that went to my toe, down my arms and to my toes. That's not normal. This is not normal.
When you look at it from a gravity perspective, if you were standing up and that happened to you, that's how they killed people when they
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
Mm-hmm. And
when
when
some of it could
players,
be some like strangulation or whatever, but if you drop the right way, that's what happens.
And I was gonna say zingers when kids when they say they get a zinger in football, that's not good.
Yeah,
it's not good.
No, it's not.
So don't let anybody do that.
Sometimes they call them stingers, stuff like that in football.
Stingers, zingers.
If I have two daughters, I don't have any sons. But if I did, I would not let them play football at all.
Yeah.
Zero. No way. Nope.
Yeah. So that was, and we talk about that too. There's a lot of different techniques in chiropractic, but that to me is not a skilled technique.
It's not taught anywhere.
No.
Can you tell me a college that's taught in? It's not.
Some Yahoo made it up. Right.
I was on the board of regents for my college that I graduated from for 15, 20 years. And that's not taught. That's not in the curriculum. Nobody does that.
No. Like where? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's not taught at Palmer.
No.
It's not taught at Sherman or Life.
Mm-mm.
It's just not. This is something that because it came up along the wayside,
Right.
which is very dangerous because it's not sanctioned. There's no way you can control that.
No, it was scary.
When you and I adjust somebody, we can control it. We know what we're doing.
Right.
But when you grab a towel and you wrap it around somebody's chin and you pull it, you have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, locked my mouth, and again, it was pressing. So it was like I couldn't even like grunt. It was terrible.
You have no idea what's going to happen, what the repercussions are of that. When you and I adjust someone, we move 1-2 segments at a time. So yeah, we can control
very
that.
Specific. Yeah.
But that's just reckless.
I agree. 100% agree. Yeah. So we have those people in our profession, you guys. So, it's like any other profession, really making sure you're doing your due diligence and finding somebody who's not going to do not going to do any techniques that are not taught in the schools.
Right. Not sanctioned, because that again, Paula, that's so important. What's taught, what's real, what's not real. There's so many stuff out there. So much stuff out there about, how to adjust people. And it's not all of it is actually accurate. It's kind of crazy. I watch these videos and I'm like, aghast. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Somebody was telling me about a video they saw the other day about, and it was a chiropractic video. I'm like, why didn't you send it to me? And the guy was like, he went up to the person, put his hand on their spine, and then was like banging his hand along their spine. And then he lifted their shoulder, like took them into it. So they're face down, took them into extension and shoved into their back. And I'm like, that's not taught either. That is not taught either.
Why would you do that? I mean,
oh my gosh.
It's scary. Some of the stuff is out there.
Yes.
And the blowback is on us. Because, we're chiropractors. We're actually licensed. We actually do what we're supposed to do. When you get people like that, honestly,
we actually learned how to do what we're supposed to do, right?
I'm joking. It makes me itch.
That's so funny. It makes me itch.
I'm not even joking. It does.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's make sure I'm muted. I'm over on the there we go. Okay. Yeah, it's freaking crazy. So just make sure watch out. And the thing is, Dr. Ron and I have an extensive network. Of course, some of you guys are also tune into Chiropractic is Sexy with me and Dr. Erica. So we have a pretty extensive network of highly qualified chiropractors. And so if you ever have any questions, we can help you source out a good chiropractor for yourself. So
and that's important too.
Also, we cover a lot of ground. I mean, you're in Lake Orion. Like I keep saying that wrong. Lapeer.
Yeah.
Same thing. I'm in New Hudson. Dr. Erica's in Fenton. We know, and I've got people in Royal Oak that I know. So, that's here in the Detroit area. If you're in another state, we also have an extensive network outside of the area. So, I want to know where you guys started talking about jarts, because I'm like,
oh, I love jarts. They were so dangerous, and we still survived.
Right. Extreme extent. Yeah, it was literally extreme. Like it'd be like, like, oh my God, so bad. So bad. So bad. Yeah.
You should take like regular darts, right? Regular darts, like the ones that you would like throw out the dartboard.
Yeah.
And we would tie a string on the end of it, like maybe a foot, 2 feet, and we would like spin it around. We would let it go, and it would like stick in the.
Oh my God!
It stick in the ceiling of the garage at one time. I'm not gonna say his name. One time, this guy like pulled one down and went like right into his hand. It was like sucking out.
Oh my God! You know, these are girls don't do these things. Okay.
We just pulled it out. It was fine. It was fine.
Girls don't do this. This is such a boy thing. Girls don't ever think, hey, let's tie a string around a dart and throw it up in the air and see where it goes, and then run and hope it doesn't come down and hit us in the head.
Well, you know, that's what we were worried about. It's like when he pulled it down, it just came like right back into his hand.
Oh, Bill, I'll bet you could get some money for those lawn darts. Oh, yeah, you're right. Probably collector's items. Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to look it up. Old school lawn darts. Oh, look at those babies with that. Jarts. Call them jarts.
Jarts. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Jarts. Vintage
just like
lawn
whip
darts.
One over there and see if you can hit somebody in the head.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I know. It's like totally 1980s.
That's
70s.
Hilarious. Yeah. Oh my
They had
God.
the big circle, right? Like the
yeah. Yeah. That's hilarious. All right. It's 7:16 already. Time flies when you're having fun.
No way. Really?
Go Lions.
Oh, it is. 7:16.
Yeah. All right. So, and I need to eat dinner. So, all right, we're going to wrap it up. Tomorrow, Reset Monday, 9:40, about 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to talk to you about staying on track with your goals. So talk to you about what you need to do and what kind of metrics will you know, how to track your goals. And then Tuesday, we're actually going to be doing an episode of Chiropractic is Sexy on Tuesday, interviewing, do you know Roberto Monaco, Ron?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's a speaker. He trains chiropractors for speaking.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah. He says, don't speak to inform, speak to transform. So he was the first course I took for professional speakers training a few years ago. He's amazing. So we're going to do Chiropractic is Sexy episode with him on Tuesday. He's not a chiropractor. He's got a great chiropractic story, and he only works with chiropractors. So, and then we'll be doing Chiropractic is Sexy on Thursday. So we have 2 episodes coming up this week because Ron, I don't know if you saw last week or 2 weeks ago, we started the 33 principles of chiropractic. And so we have number 3 coming up on Thursday.
Okay.
So make sure you tune in. So we're going to do that. So we'll do Roberto Monaco on Tuesday. And then, so that's our bonus episode for the week. And then Chiropractic is Sexy on Thursday, number 3 principle. And, what's interesting, and I'll share this with you, is Erica and I keep saying, we're like, the 33 principles of chiropractic were written in 1927. And they have stood the test of time. They have not been pulled off the market. They have not been banned. They are the foundational truths.
It's a truth.
Yes. And they've not killed anybody.
You can try to kill the truth.
Right.
But, you can't. You
cannot. You cannot. Yes. Yes. Stay tuned for all the hotness, Kenny. So, so that's what we got going so far. I'm not sure. I may or may not be on with Gil next Saturday, which I know if I am, then I'll rope you in, Ron. I don't know.
I love that.
Yeah. Oh no, you know what? I think he's got somebody else on next week. I gotta check with him for the schedule, but we'll figure it out.
Tear.
I know, tear. That's okay. We can jump on a FaceTime call and have a glass of wine or something. So,
okay, that'd be great. I would love that.
All right, you guys, you're amazing. Thanks as always for showing up for us. And yes, Grow Big TV is on. Jump on over there, say hello. I need to eat dinner and I need to turn my brain off. So I don't know that I'll jump over there. I may or may not. But anyway, appreciate everybody being here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thanks again for helping me get to 1,000. And it's on to 2,000 now, but we got to get the watch hours up. So run those playlists. All right, you guys. Okay. Thanks so much. Have an amazing week. And yes, happy Mac. Catch the rewind tomorrow. I appreciate it. All right. Thanks, you guys. See ya.
Bye. Bye.